Yeah, I forgot to number the pages, but it looks like this, 3.4, verifying properties of quadrilateral. So for the last few days, we were working with triangles. We were finding where the centroid is. What is the centroid again? William. Okay, and also the intersection point of all the medians. What about circumcenter? What is that? Circumcenter. Gavin. For all three right bisector where they cross. What do you call the point where all three altitude intersect? Andy. Orthocenter, right. So for the last few days, we were working with the triangle and finding where the three intersect. Today, we are doing quadrilateral. Okay, what are quadrilaterals? Hayden. Four sides, excellent. Okay, so you guys learned about shapes with four sides since grade what? Grade 3? Grade 4? Okay, so can anybody tell me the characteristics of a rhombus? What makes up a rhombus? Rhombus. That's the simple answer, Gavin. The simple answer first. Four equal sides. Okay, good. So for the first part right here, verify that this is a rhombus. A rhombus means that all four sides are equal in length. So what is that implying I should do? Distance formula. So part A, I'm going to find the distance between P and Q using the distance formula. Leandro, what is the formula again for distance? Okay. Okay. Uh-huh. Yeah. Right. Okay. So every time I ask you, you give me a different formula. It is still right. Okay. So just as long as it's minus and the square, it doesn't matter the order. But it will be good to be consistent so that one time when you do say a different formula, you don't you're not using the wrong formula. Okay. So in this case, then that means it's 3 minus 3 squared plus 3 minus negative 2 squared. Okay. So 0 square is? Yep. William? 0. And then 5 square? Yep. And then square root 25 is? 5. That's right. So as Gavin said, if I know that this length is 5 and each of the side has to be equal in length, how many times do I have to do this? Twice. Think again. 4 times, right? So for part A, I'm basically doing this 4 times because if 4 sides are equal, it satisfies the definition of a rhombus. Okay. Do I need to waste time doing this exact same step 4 times? Nah, it's okay. I think you guys know how to sub in numbers. So I'm just basically trying to figure out the distance between Q and R and distance between S and R and the distance between P and S. And I just found out what the distance between P and Q is. Okay, so if all 4 sides are equal, it's satisfied that it's a rhombus. Okay, but is that all I have to do? It seems too easy. Just finding the distance formula 4 times. Okay, so if 4 sides are equal, what shape comes to mind? Square. Does this look like a square? No. Okay, so that's why I was saying it's part of the properties of a rhombus. What's the other part of the property, William?
Two sides are parallel, as in like.
Okay, yeah, two. Right. Okay, two parallel sides. So you could do that as well to verify that this is a rhombus and not a square. All right. If you're, what else? Is there another one? Yeah, Ethan?
Like, it's on the graph. Yeah.
Oh, let's say you have no graph. I just have this graph here to show you guys visually. Angles, we don't want to get into angles yet. But, Mingye?
Parallel lines.
Okay, we talked about that. So we're checking slopes of these two. Yep.
Check the y-intercepts.
Uh,
Slopes. Lines.
no, I don't think y-intercept will help in this case. All right, so take a look at the first page of this package. Ta-da! Here's the properties of all the shapes. So if you take a look at rhombus right here, all four sides have equal in length. Oh, we did that. And the second one is the diagonals of the rhombus bisect each other at right angles. All right. Why is that in particular? Because when you guys said two sets of parallel sides, it could still represent a square. Right? So only a rhombus has this property, where the diagonals bisect each other at 9 degrees. Okay, so when I talk about diagonals, I'm talking about these. So opposite and opposite. Yep, like that. And I want to figure out if the diagonals bisect each other. All right. Remember from chapter 2, we talked about the word bisect. What does bisect mean again?
Bisect.
Yep.
Split in half.
Split in half. So what word comes to mind when we talk about split in half? Chainsaw. So violent. Mathematical word that comes to mind when we say cut in half. Midpoint. That's right. All right. So I want to, for part B, that means I am looking for the midpoint of P and R. Okay, midpoint of P and R. Rashan, do you remember the midpoint formula? Midpoint formula. You don't need that page. You had a whole test on this. Midpoint formula? X1.
X1 plus X2 divided by 2.
Good.
And then the same thing.
Y1, same thing. Y1 plus Y2 divided by 2. Okay. And remember, I'm checking the midpoint on my diagonal. So I'm using point P and point R. Again, in the last test, one of the mistakes that people did was they were using the wrong points. Finding this midpoint is not going to do anything for me. So I want to find the midpoint between these two. So -2 plus 6 divided by 2. 3 plus -1 divided by 2. All right. Who's good with mental math? Tayden, you're good with mental math. -2 plus 6? 4 divided by 2? Good. 3 minus 1? 2 divided by 2? There you go. Okay. What's the next thing I have to do? William.
Find the midpoint of the other line.
Yeah. Right. The other diagonal. So between Q and S. Same formula. So 3 plus 1 divided by 2. 3 plus -1 divided by 2. And if my math is correct, I also get 2, 1. Easier doing the other way. What other way?
Find all four.
All four.
From the side.
We did that.
But is that different?
No, that's if you did this for me on the test, you only prove that it could be a square. but it doesn't prove that it's a rhombus.
So if we find a midpoint, does that prove the square and round or round?
Not yet. Okay, well, still one more thing. Okay, and what is that one more thing? The one more thing is that part C. Certified that they are perpendicular to each other. Okay, and I heard the word. When we talk about perpendicular, what comes to mind? Slope. So the last thing that I want to check is the slope of my diagonals.
We have to do all three. We have to do all four.
So not all four, not all four. You're just all checking the diagonals. You're checking to see if this is 90 degree. So I'm just doing slope between PR. Okay, slope between PR. Leandro, what is the formula for slope? Yeah. Rise over run. Right. Okay. So you see how like everything, all the formulas, there's nothing new. We did this. -1 minus 3 over 6 minus -2. So I get -4 over 8. And what is -4 over 8? -1 over 2.
You have to find the negative.
Okay, and then so Nyla. Okay, I just found the slope of this straight line. What do you think I should do next? Okay, that's what I'm looking for. I want to find the slope of this line now. So the slope of QS. So slope of QS. So somebody plug in the numbers for me. Jaden. I'm looking for the slope of QS. Can you sub in the numbers for me? Yep. Yeah. Yep. Good. Yeah. Yep. Over 2, which is? Okay, what do you see with these? They are? William? Negative reciprocals. Is that what we were trying to find? Yes. So since they are negative reciprocal, it means that they do intersect each other at 90 degrees. They are perpendicular. All right. So looking at the big picture now, looking at this, all right, all four sides are equal and their diagonals bisect each other at 90 degrees. And so therefore, this shape has to be a rhombus. Okay. All that to prove that this is in fact a rhombus. All right, so I know a lot of you are thinking, Miss, do you expect us to do all that on the test? Yes. Yeah. All right. So if you're now thinking that, but Miss, like, are you gonna give me these prompts that this is what I have to do, or do I have to memorize all this right here? Depends on the shape. Okay. So if I say prove the characteristics of a square, I think by now you know what the properties of a square is. So then I might just ask you, I just leave it generally, prove that given these four coordinates, it is a square. If it's something like more complex, like these ones right here, then I might do it in steps, like part A, part B, part C, part D, like that. Okay, but In your homework today, you are gonna be asked these type of questions where you have to verify the shape is this, verify the shape is that, and you're gonna refer back to page 1 to see the characteristics. Okay. Whenever it says the slopes, you know you're doing the slope formula. Whenever it says length, you know you're doing the distance formula. When anything else? No, I think that's pretty much like, oh, bisect means midpoint. Okay. So looking at this big picture right here are what we did in the last 15 minutes. In the last 15 minutes, is any of this new? No. We learned all of this in chapter 2. It was just that you guys had a 1 week break in between. So you should be able to do all this. It's just reiterating. Good question. Well, I was going to talk about that. Okay, so for the rest of the class, you are trying to verify these questions on the back. So number 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, questions 2, 3, 4, 5, and the answers are right beside it. Okay. Looking at the rest of the package. So on tomorrow, we're gonna do properties of circle. No, all of chapter 3 is nothing new. It's just a continuation with that. And then, oh, look what we're doing on Friday. Oh. Alright. So if review is on Friday, when do you think is your test? So technically, we can have it Monday.